What up, guys? It's your boy Huncho. Bring you guys and girls another YouTube video. Today YouTube video gonna be something different. It's gonna be called Late Talk. It's basically gonna be a podcast. This is the very first podcast. Me and my boy Andy, we're on vacation right now, so I figured I might as well go ahead and give you guys the first podcast while we already out together, drinking a little bit. So let's get straight into this talk. I came up with a couple questions to ask Andy. Andy also did the same thing, vice versa. So we're gonna answer the questions the best of our ability. So let's go ahead and get into the first question. But before we get into that first question, Andy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, I'm Andy. For y'all don't know, I'm Andy. I've been in the truck scene about three years, and I guess that's it.
Okay, then. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the first question.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Um, what inspired you to join the truck community?
What inspired me? I want to say it was like 4 years ago. No, this was like 4 years ago. I'd gone to my first truck meet, and I didn't even know at the time. I didn't know, but my uncle had a truck, and he was part of a truck club. Truck club that don't exist no more. It's called Next Level Trucks.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it
Yeah,
then.
they haven't. They haven't
NLT.
existed for a while, but that mean they were packed. They had their whole crew out there. I don't know. I just liked the way they looked. I liked the attention the trucks brought.
Okay. So you going out to your first truck show is what inspired you to
That's,
want to be in the truck community.
that's what kicked it off ever since.
Okay. Okay. Second question is, okay, it's gonna be a kind of a. I feel like this is a good question. Um, in the truck community, well, not just necessarily the truck community. It could be car community. I'm just gonna say burnout community in general.
Burnout community.
Top five drivers.
Top five
It
drivers.
don't have to be in any particular order. It's
Hmm.
just your top five, best swingers you feel like.
Best swingers. No particular order. I want to say V1 Lifestyles.
Okay, shout out to V1.
Shout out to V1. Manny, Blue Cat Eye Manny. I know some people that are watching. Some people know who I'm talking about when it comes to Manny.
Yeah, Manny the homie. Shout out to Manny.
You got Angel from Money Sign Mafia.
Okay.
You got Angel from Money Sign Mafia.
Angel the homie too. Shout out to Angel.
You got. It's hard after that. There's a few good people out there. I want to say. Damn, I don't even know. That's that's what, three?
Yeah, there's three.
Manny V1 and Angel.
Got two more, my boy. Two more.
I want to say I don't know his name, but the dude with the black GMC from Micheladas. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, I don't know his name neither.
I don't know his name either, but him, he knows he can handle it pretty well. And then I want to say Hector, when Hector pops out.
Which Hector?
Hector, Hector, I don't know what truck he drives.
What?
The white four door, the quite crew cab, the new gen.
Him?
Mm-hmm.
Top five?
Mm-hmm. No. Wait, what was he, four?
Nah, that was five. You
That was
said
five?
V1, Manny, Angel, the Minchelada
Michelada.
dude, and Hector. Yeah, Hector.
That's five.
That's your top
Man,
five. I can respect that.
cool.
I can respect it. Out of that top five, who you feel like is gonna be like the most active and actually elevate this year? Like push their trucks to truck car, you
Mm.
know, to the limit.
I want to say Manny.
Manny.
Manny, because he's been real active recently. He's been, out
Yeah,
and about doing shows.
Manny always been active. He always, put his truck. His truck, it could be a daily driver or it could be that burnout.
Burnout,
That burnout truck.
burnout truck.
So I feel like Manny got the potential. He got the skills. He got the mindset to actually, you know,
Get,
elevate and start. getting paid for what it is that he do. You get what I'm saying? I know a lot of the guys, they do it for the love of the game, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's coming to a point to where everybody want to be paid for their craftsmanship. Especially if you taking this stuff serious. Um, so definitely, I applaud Manny for everything that he's been doing. He's been solid since I first met him, man. So I can't say nothing but great things about Manny. So he in my top five. You get what I'm saying? He definitely in my top five. Um, Moving on to the next question, my boy. So that was what, two questions I
Two
asked so
questions.
far. All right. Explain to everybody, how did we become friends?
Shit.
How did we basically become friends?
I want to say it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago at the downfall of Cody, a club we used to be in, Codiciados.
Who?
Codiciados.
Who
Cody.
that?
That's Cody.
I don't even know who that is. I'm bullshit. I'm bullshit. But yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, we basically, Cody is. I ain't gonna say they the ones that brought us together. Um, I recall there was an event. I guess everybody was supposed to have popped out to, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just, me, you, and this other gentleman, um, that basically had popped out, and I guess we all had just made that decision that day to basically like
Leave.
to leave. You get what I'm saying? And that's when we came up with street
True
stunners.
stunners.
Yeah, street stunners. But street stunners, man, it is what it is for that. Everybody had their good days. It's the same thing with Cody. It started off good, but you know, all good things do eventually come to an end. So um, do you see Cody coming back?
I don't think so, if I'm being honest with you.
So you think it's just done
I
all the
think it
way?
was done all the way. Because, I mean, some members, some are in part of different clubs.
Hmm.
Some don't even have their trucks no more.
Yeah. And that's one thing
Some
I
don't.
know out here. I learned out here, man, that guys, man, they get these trucks and they sell them pretty quick. They'll
Yeah,
have it for like 3 months, if that. Either they wreck it or they sell it.
yeah.
They,
Let them sit there.
yeah. I mean, you gotta understand, some guys may not be. To me, I feel like the North Carolina truck scene, it's got plenty of potential there. Uh, but it's like I'm like one of the ones, I'm looking for like the next big thing, the next best thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, far as the burnout community, because I'm involved with both show burnout. Um, I'm new to the whole burnout scene, far as participating in it. You get what I'm saying? But I'm looking for like that next big
Thing.
thing. Like, what can NC do to like really like put the Lord truck scene on the map? Because when people think of the truck scene out here, I feel like people think of like the squatted trucks
Yeah.
for some reason. I feel like because the squatted truck like did so good in their era to where it's still, you know,
Talked about to this
yeah,
day.
talked about. You get what I'm saying? And that's one of the things you see a lot of is the squatted trucks when you in anywhere in North Carolina. You get what I'm saying? You'll see the drop trucks here, there. You starting to see more of them now, but before it was just the whole squatted scene. You get what I'm saying? Like the big lifted up front end and the tail end. Basically scraping the ground. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
um, all right, moving on to the next question, my boy. So we basically met through Cody.
Maybe, basically still Cody.
All right, next question. If you was to sell your truck, how much would you sell it for?
I want
And
to.
what would you do with the money?
I want to say I'd probably sell it for six or. I want to say like 7 or 8,000. I
7 or 8.
7 or 8 thousand.
And what would you do
Just
with the money?
I'd probably buy another truck. If I'm being
Okay,
honest, buy another build.
buy another bill.
Yeah.
Now, would you buy a bill that's already 7, 8 bands? I mean, you can get a good truck. You know, something that you can build. So, like, do you know how you would build it?
I'd probably bag the next truck. I'd probably go more for cosmetic looks than what I did with this truck, where I went more for
Yeah,
performance, performance wise.
yeah, yeah. And I will inform you guys also, we are on vacation. So y'all probably gonna end up hearing some background noise. Hopefully not as much. But you may just hear it. So I do want to inform you guys on that. But so you said you would just bag it?
Bag it, probably go for looks, paint job.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing I learned out here in North Carolina. A lot of guys they paint their trucks, put a system, and go for like the not so much of the name brand wheels, but the reps. You get what I'm saying? Like I see a lot of people with snowflakes. The basic colors. You see your white trucks, your black trucks, your blue trucks. Like you see all the basic stuff. Like you don't really. And I know they out here, but you just don't really see them. You just don't see people like putting their own creativity into it. You get what I'm saying? Everybody truck is gonna basically have the speaker rack behind the head. The 4.6, 5.8, 5.7 drop, um, or some snowflakes. Or some nice looking reps, which I ain't got nothing against reps. They got some pretty nice reps out there, so I get it. You get what I'm saying? Um, it's like the same thing that goes on with these car shows. You know, uh, at these car shows, you're gonna see a lot of different builds. You're gonna see that first timer that's just coming out with basically an under construction vehicle. So get creative with your stuff, man. That's how I feel about it. I need to see people get creative. I need to see, you know, North Carolina actually do some things to elevate the truck community. All right, moving on to the next question, my boy. What are some of the shows you're looking forward to this year?
Mm, some of the shows I want to say two of the big ones are CYT and Active Sounds. Active Sounds Truck Fest.
What you looking forward to at CYT?
Probably the Burnout Pit.
The
The
Burnout Pit?
Burnout Pit. Yeah, I feel like mostly it's been the Burnout Pit, because of the good size the Burnout Pit is.
Yeah.
Because I remember back, was it the first show, they just had a little, I want to say it was like a 4 foot by 6 foot pad
Mhm.
just for straight burnouts. But now, you can swing. You got guys in there tandeming.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Active Sound? Same thing.
The same thing. I want to see what they got this year because, last year was their first year and
Yeah.
they brought on the gas out here.
Yeah.
No one ever did that. Before them, no one had ever done that.
Yeah.
And for the first show, it was packed.
Yeah. On the gas, they did good for their first big event, first time putting on an event in general. So I feel like they did real good. Like I said, they got on the gas, Swallow Hound, um, who else was it?
Scarface Roof was
Scarface,
on.
yeah, Scarface was out there. Um, so they did real big. They did real big things for their first year. And I just seen that they just dropped on the gas again for this year. So I'm excited to go, to this event. I feel like last year was a little unorganized,
Yeah,
so
it was a little
I'm
bit unorganized.
expecting, I'm hoping that this year it be a little bit more better organized than last year. But outside of that, man, it was. Oh, and it rained that year too.
It rained.
Yeah, it rained. But overall, man, it was a good little show.
It
'Cause we had
was.
got an Airbnb. Me, you, and a couple of other people had got Airbnb. So this year it's gonna be in Rockingham. We're gonna probably get an Airbnb again and see what this whole show is all about. So Active Sound, don't let us down. Um, because I'm expecting, some pretty decent things from this event.
Yeah.
CYT, another good show, like you said. Davino always, him and his pops, him and his whole, entourage and stuff. They always do good. Last year was my first time ever going to a CYT event.
Did you
And
like it?
it was good. It was good. First time going, took home a top 50 award. The burnout competition was good. Um, got to see a truck burn down. You know, um,
Yeah.
sorry for his loss with his truck and everything, but I think he about done building that truck all over again.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he might be ready for active sound or even CYT. So um, I've been keeping up with his page a little bit. I seen that he had made some merch shirts as well. So moving on to the next question, my boy.
Give it to me. Let me hear it.
Moving on to your next question. What do you see the truck community? Well, yeah, the truck community, because we involved with the truck community. Where do you see the truck community being in the next 5 years?
I want to say. I want to say it's gonna elevate. It's gonna, because you got all these younger guys, stepping in, getting their first truck, getting their license,
Yeah,
and just show wise, if different people start throwing more shows, it won't just be the same repetitive show every month or the same person hosting the same show.
yeah,
It
yeah,
gives you something different out here because some of these shows are just back to back to back to back to back. It's the same people hosting at the same spot,
yeah,
same vendors, and people get burned out because of that.
yeah,
They're tired. They want something new. You-
yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of people. I'm not even gonna say a lot of people. It's just be like the same event, you know, going on every other month. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you can go to two, three, if not three events in 1 month, and people get burnt out like that. Like, cause it be from the things I see. This is just my opinion. The things that I seen is that um, it be the same burnout people. Um, from what I've seen, they not really doing anything to like enhance the vehicle, far as you know, doing something and like put on a show. You already know what most of these guys gonna do because you see them all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like
that-
not only do the fans get burnt out with it, but then the drivers get burnt out with it because it always be the same event. Like I say, they might just change the name of the event, but it's still the same event. It's gonna be the same people. Like, so I feel like um, a lot of things do have to, elevate with this whole truck community. I feel like, racing is going to probably end up, which racing is already going on now. I feel like it's just going to end up, taking off a little bit more far as the truck and car community. So I'm looking forward to the racing aspect. The burnout's cool and stuff, but man, it'd be a lot when you burning those trucks out. Something break down, you hit a wall, the rear end go out. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm new in the whole truck community. I mean, I'm new in the whole burnout scene. You get what I'm saying? I'm soggy. I'm still learning my truck and everything. So we're gonna move on to the next question, my boy. Who and you kind of touched on it a little bit when you had said, different guys need to host events. What's some guys that you would like to see host an event?
Damn, that's a hard one. Someone host an event out here. That's a hard one. I want to say, damn, I don't even know.
You guys comment in the comment section. Who do y'all think should host um,
A Show.
a show, just an event. Period. It don't have to be like no burnout event. Just somebody that can get the community together. I help you out a little bit. If if I had to answer that question, I feel like who I would like to see host an event, and I feel like it would actually do good. It'll benefit him. Is that boy Jai?
Yeah.
I think Jai should host an event, my boy. Like, um, he got a pretty strong following, so I know if he was to put on a event, he would get a decent amount of people out there. I feel like they would come out and support it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I would even come out and support it. I never, I met dude a couple times. Never had a conversation with him, so I really don't know too much about him. You get what I'm saying? I've seen him at a few different events. Actually, this past weekend when I was at the Burrs and Cheeto event, he was out there. You get what I'm saying? So I would like to see him put on the event. Um, I know he's part of the truck community. Um, so I would like to see him put on his own
Put
event.
on a big show.
I feel like it'll be good. I feel like it'll be good.
It'd be something different. You'd have a influencer from North Carolina actually throwing a show than just
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I
yeah.
fuck with it. Like I said, I'll pull up to it. So what's some places you feel like, far as shows, you feel like it's like burnt out, like people are tired of kind of, you know, going to
I want to say TYT.
TYT.
TYT. I want to say TYT because it's not popping now how it used to. I feel like everybody just, I don't want to say the whole community, but I want to say the majority as like not as a whole, but everybody just kind of just stopped going.
You feel like maybe it's because it's
It's
too early in the season, or what you
I
think?
feel like it's because it's back to back to back to back, you know.
Yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with the show back to back because you got I-95, but this is
yeah, yeah.
like more like for every one I-95, there's two TYTs, in the same month, And it's just I feel like it's just the fact that it ain't. I don't want to say it's nothing special because they got the bull riding out there. I just want to say it's probably because since the majority of people are there to see the burnouts and the
Mm.
burnout pit is so small. Yeah, they made it a tad bit bigger.
Hmm. How big you feel like that pit is?
Shit.
Cause CYT theirs is 100 by 100, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good size pit. I want to say theirs is like I want to say theirs is like 20 by 30.
20 by 30.
Yeah, I
Damn.
think it's 20 by probably a little bit bigger, but it's not too
You
big.
think maybe 50 by 50, maybe?
Probably, mm, probably 50 by 50. Probably a little bit smaller if I'm being honest. No, it might be 50 by 50.
Yeah. So you feel like everybody, burnt out from down there.
Yeah.
Um, I know for me, TYT. I mean, first, my first couple of years of going out there, I feel like it goes back to it always just be like the same people that's burning out.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like you know, Migo Production. He's not a bad bad host or nothing like that. I just feel like he gotta use his resources and spend a little money to get like you know uh you know let me see the best way to put it. I feel like he just need to like spend a little bit of money to you know get some entertainers that's in the community out to that particular
Sure.
location. Like
Yeah.
the bull riding is cool and stuff. My first year of going to it, it was cool, and then I started. I went the second year. I've been to a few of their awards, so I do get where you coming from, as far as it's being a burnt out location. Not only that, it's a good little drive. It's a good little drive for me. I don't know about for you, but I
Me
know for
too.
me, it's a good little ride. And
Yeah.
then some of the events that we do attend, we go out to eat after the event. So you have to drive still a good little ways, to stop, get something to eat. And by the time I get home, I know for me, it's about 12, 1 o'clock,
Me too.
because
Yes, a little
them
bit of a
shows
trip.
out there, they go pretty late. And then it's not really, for me out there at that event, it just be like, all right, you got the show vehicles, you got the burnout scene. Not all the time do they have the bulls, the
Mm.
bulls going and stuff. So it's like, it's got to be worth my while if I'm going to, travel to pretty far shows.
Yeah.
Um, so I just feel like it's all about marketing, branding, and networking. So I feel like if he used some of his sources that he got, and you know continue to network with some of the people that he's networking with, it's got plenty of potential. You get what I'm saying? It's definitely,
Mm.
and plus I feel like, is that a new place, like a new location? I've been going out there for 2 years, but has that always been like a location?
As far as I know, no. It's a pretty, it's a pretty new location. If I'm being honest, I don't remember.
Okay.
I've.
So I feel like what it is they building it. Um, they building it. A little bit at a time. I feel like it could be like the next. It's like when I think of CYT, I think of TYT.
Yeah.
It's just TYT is like a couple notches up on the CYT. Like CYT, they do that one show out the year, and it do good. You know, down at the ranch, um, cause not every show is always called like TYT. You get what I'm saying? They changed the name up. Like they just did one called Sunday Fun Day for the swingers, and from what I seen, people pulled up the swing and everything, but it wasn't like a big crowd. You get what I'm saying? Opposed to like how I went to Burroughs and Cheeto event. Yeah, granted they got the bigger name, but still it was for burnout. That event was literally just for burnouts, and they had just they packed that place out, man. They packed that track out with just burnouts, burnout people, and spectators. So that was good. So
Yeah.
I feel like it all depend on like how you advertise, you know, these events. Um, that's pretty much it when it comes to TYT. I just feel like he just need to spend a little money and get some bigger names out there to get people to come out there.
Yeah.
Um, moving on to the next question. All right, so I already asked you, who was your top five, who you feel like really elevating and stuff. Who do you feel like? Now this is a good question. It's gonna put a little heat, maybe even a target on your back.
Shit.
Who you feel like is the worst driver in the community right now?
Oh shit. Worst driver. That's a hard one.
You want to say that question and move to another one?
Yeah, cause I
I feel
mean,
like I'm a worst driver too. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm new, so I'm still learning it. So I'm in the worst driver category. You get what I'm saying? Like yeah, I could swing, but and my truck is, I don't have the big, you know rear end and all of that. I got the lowest gears. I think I got 340, 342 gears. Um, so I just feel like I just need to, you know, update my gears a little bit, and then that truck, it'll do what it want to do.
yeah,
So, do you ever think you'll ever end up in the burnout pit,
yeah,
like burning your truck out?
yeah.
You,
Just gotta tweak it. Why you looking at it like that, man? We're gonna have to cut that out.
I got you, my boy. So you think you could see yourself in the brand outfit?
I feel like I could. I just gotta tweak it a little bit. Just tweak it a little bit. See what it can do. Cause I know it'll burn out. You know, I've burned out that truck before.
Yeah,
Before
yeah,
my
yeah.
rear end had went out, but I would
What you got in there now in the red? 373.
373, and I
Okay.
went from a big old 14 bolt to a 10 bolt.
What 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 gears was in that? Still a 373 or what?
I think it was still the
Or
373.
14? Well, that red was kind of big at
It's
that.
big as hell.
Yeah. But the new red is doing its job.
Hmm.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out. We'll find out when I throw in the pit. See what it's about.
You gonna really get in the pit?
I have to. I have to. I want to see what that truck can do. I know that truck will move. As big as it is and as heavy it is, I know. I know it'll move.
So the next event, in other words, you're saying you getting in the pit.
Might have to. Might have to. I have to show Murder
I
what it's about.
I like to see that. I like to see that. Yeah, just don't dog that
Oh
motherfucker, man.
shit, no.
You might get in there and have a little too much fun. You might get in there and have a little too much fun. But before I end the podcast, you got any questions or anything you
Yeah,
wanna?
yeah. Start with the first one. What are your expectations for this upcoming show season? Because the
Mm,
season hasn't really started. Yeah, there's been a few shows, but it hasn't really. To me, it hasn't really gone to its full potential like it did the year before.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what are my expectations? Um, my expectations first and foremost, I want to give praise and glory to the man above, for waking each and every last one of us up every day, um, and continue to bless us. So I feel like when it comes to the truck community, I just want to see, everybody get paid and compensated for everything that they do. You get what I'm saying? Like it's cool, to go out, and take pictures and pop tires and but at the end of the day, man, we really want to get paid. We not just doing this stuff for fun and for free anymore. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, our names, uh, get put on flyers. Um, guys reach out. It's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Um, people will reach out to you about, being put on the flyer and stuff. And a lot of guys, they go for it. Um, like, for example, not to bring up TYT again, but I noticed with their events, they'll drop, just about every club, everybody logo on the flyer saying that they coming, say that these people are coming out to the shows. Um, I feel like people that get put on the flyer and all of that, like whether you got a big following or a small follower, I feel like you should be paid because your name went on that flyer and like yeah, it's helping your name get out there. And some guys do pay to be put on the flyer and stuff. But I
Yeah,
feel like with them reaching out to you about you being put on the flyer, I feel like
you should get compensated.
yeah, you should be paid for that.
Yeah,
That's just my take. So that's what I look forward to for this upcoming, you know, year in the truck community. Is everybody that's getting put on flyers, that's beating on their truck or whatever, you know, get some money, coop some of their money. Because you gotta understand, some of these shows, they, yeah, $40, $50, that's nothing. But you got some other shows that's, $200, $300. You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
they
Pricey.
shows are not cheap. And then you go in there with no food, no drinks, because a lot of shows don't like for you to bring outside stuff in. Um, half the time you can't even bring a cooler in without paying a cooler fee. So you pay so much money into this, you know, all year long. So I like to see, I like to be able to recoup some of my money back.
Yeah, yeah.
So and not just saying it has to go to like because you getting put on the flyer and stuff, but like, put some of that money like that you putting towards the burnout stuff, put it towards like, okay, best overall vehicle or best rims or best something in a different category to allow, these people to be able to try to win, you know, some money, not just a plaque. Like the plaque is cool and all, but put a little money behind it. Things are high and expensive right now, so that's my take on that.
Yeah, that's a good outtake. That's a good outtake. Next question. Next question. I'm gonna ask you this question. You already asked me it, but I'm gonna ask it back to you. What made you want to join the truck scene?
Oh, that's
Like, what
easy.
inspired you?
That's easy. My son, Legend, man. Legend was born with a heart defect, so I knew once we found out that he was gonna be born with a heart defect, I knew right then that I didn't want him to play sports. But I mean, if he grow up and he decide he want to play sports, that's on him. You get what I'm saying? Because he'll be, able to really communicate with me more. Right now he's still a kid, so I put these trucks and cars and stuff in front of him. So right now that's all he knows. So
Yeah.
yeah, my son Legend is the reason why I end up, getting part of this truck community.
Yeah. I also want to put as a side note, if you guys ever were to come across Huncho and come across Legend, you won't ever think that he has that heart defect because he's such a joyful, such a lifeful kid.
Oh yeah,
He's a
Legend be
good kid.
chilling.
He's you'll she's how could I put it? He's hard headed. He loves to play. You'll never expect him to have such a severe, what could I call it, condition?
Yeah,
Is that the appropriate term?
yeah,
Such a severe condition.
yeah. He good now though. He chilling now. So you know, that's why I say I give all the praises to the man above. Um, Legend good man. He the future. That's why we named that Joker Legend, man. He hard headed. He bad as hell. He bad, boy. He bad. Woo, he bad. I need a drink thinking about him.
Legend.
Nah, I love that little Joker though, man.
Me too. Me
I
too.
wouldn't change one thing about what we went through with him, man. I feel like everything happened for a reason. So
Yeah.
God wouldn't put nothing on us that we couldn't bear anyway, especially as parents. So
No, my boy.
it was definitely a learning experience, but we overcame that, and now history is writing itself. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, my boy.
take it one day at a time. That's all we can do.
Ain't nothing else, my boy. Nothing else that can be done. Next question. Um, let's see what you got to say for this one. What motivates you to keep being in the truck scene, in the truck community?
Um,
Like, what pushes you to, keep being in the scene and not saying the day of tomorrow, you saw your trucks and just leave it, just leave the scene?
um, I feel like that goes back to I know the reason why I got into the truck scene. Um, like I said, I got in the truck scene because of my son Legend, and he the reason why I'm doing it. Um, why I'm gonna continue to do it. But I will say this, um, and I told you off camera. Um, this may be my last year in the truck community. You get what I'm saying? Like, um, only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like in North Carolina I've seen everything. And let me rephrase that. Let me go back a little bit. It's I'm not gonna quit the truck scene. Um, I'm just probably gonna take a break from the North Carolina scene. I feel like it's just always the same people, same trucks. You get what I'm saying? Like I haven't really seen nothing really elevate. Um, shout out to Thorpe Money. Thorpe Money, he reached out to me, and so I feel like I owe him, you know, continue to show him loyalty, cause he been solid since the beginning. Same way how many been solid since the beginning. And this was when I first came into the truck game. I know those two guys when I first entered the whole community of vehicles. Those were the two ones I gravitated to in the beginning. That's always been solid since the beginning. So, I talked to Manny. You know, me and Manny, we just started really getting close. Um, Thought Money, um, I always talked to him. So I'm good with those two guys. So they also help me stay motivated as well with the truck community. And now I have you as well. So and I tell you all the time, like, you know, man, this may be my last year. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know what the future holds. Right now I'm in it, you know, for my son Legend. I don't plan on like retiring or stopping all at once, but who knows how this gonna play out. All I can do is just take it one day at a time.
Yeah. Next question. This one, we'll see. This is a good question right here. This might be my last question. What are your upcoming plans for? What are your upcoming plans for Triple X the movement?
My upcoming plans. So right now, um, I'm working on some, and this is what the things that I'm doing right now with Triple S the movement. I haven't really been broadcasting it and stuff because I feel like people like it's like when you tell somebody you doing something and it's not done. I feel like people give you like what's the word I'm looking for, like ojo, like evil eye, like you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Greed.
Yeah, like they put evil energy on it. You get what I'm saying? But some of the things that I have planned right now for Triple X the movement is is to get everybody paid. Like that's my number one thing, and I'm not just saying it to be saying it, but like I tell my wife all the time, like I want to get it to where it's actually like a business almost. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody's being paid for what it is that they do. We all go home at the end of the day, you know, to our families safe, you know, with a little money in our pocket. You get what I'm saying? So, and I've been talking to certain people and stuff, and it's basically there already. Um, I just need to finalize a couple things because if I don't feel like it's gonna benefit in any type of way, then I just won't deal with it. So that's the things that I have for Triple X. It's just getting everybody paid that's around, and I don't need a bunch of people around. I don't need, you know, a million followers. I just need solid people that's just gonna be in the corner. That's it, man. If we fall, then we all fall. Don't just be trying to jump shifts or try to go deal with this person because they popping or you hanging out with this person for, you know, the wrong reasons. You get what I'm saying? Like if I feel like if it's some negative stuff going on, then I just eliminate myself. Point blank period. I could pick up and start all over again. That's how it happened with Street Stunners. You know, I didn't never officially say like I was done with Street Stunners. You get what I'm saying? I talked about like, oh, I'm just gonna shut it down, but I never told anybody that it was a club. You get what I'm saying? I always said it was a family. In a family, you're gonna always have ups and downs. You never gonna, you're not gonna always see eye to eye. If you guys, you know, can't come to an agreement amongst each other, then how can we expect to be on the same page when it comes to other people when outsiders come around?
Yeah.
So that's where street stunners. That's where street stunners, you know. Uh, I'm not gonna say downfall. I feel like that was street stunners, you know, learning era. You get what I'm saying? I was new at trying to, you know, run my own organization with a lot of people that I really didn't fully know. You get what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
try to bring some new faces out when actually in all reality I should have got to know them first. So yeah,
Yeah, well,
that's it.
I think that's it.
Well, guys, that's the end of the podcast, man.